Okay, guys. So, um, excuse me. We just read the other day, like in the last video or the video before that. Here, we read Psalms 87, where he says in verse 4, I mention Rahab and Babel to those who know me. Why is he saying this? I got some important, vital information to share with you. If you stick around, by the end of this, you'll agree that it's vital. And this is how we have to do this. See, I didn't skim over this. We broke down, some things in the video. Like I said, I don't know if it was the last one or whatever, where we read this. What we talked about that day was vital for that day, but what I missed, what we skimmed over, is vital. And I went back through it and read it, and what I found is it's going to prove to you the necessity for these words, for this verse, the necessity for you to understand what it's saying, what the Most High is trying to get across to you. He says, listen, esteemed matters are spoken of you, O city of the Most High, Salah. I mention Rahab and Babel. Is Rahab and Babel the city of the Most High? What do we know about Babel? Let's talk about Babel for a second. We know that the city of Babel, we know who Babylon is. Babylon is all false religions, all these false deities, everything that's anything to do with anything that isn't anything to do with the Most High. If it isn't about doing what the Most High does, what is set apart, right ruling, truth, peace, righteousness, love, loving commitment, if it ain't that, it's Babylon. Babylon is where all these religions came from. And there's 7 religions now on the earth. Or there has been. And we know in Revelations, it talks about the great city of Babel has fallen. So, he's letting us know, he says, I mention Babel to those who know me. So why is he saying that? Obviously, right? He's obviously telling us that what that says to what it says is that there obviously must be people who don't know Babel, who don't know who Babel is. But those who know the Most High lets them know who Babel and Rahab is. Right? So there's a necessity in knowing who Rahab and Babel is. And how do we know the Most High? How do we know him? By his word. That's why he tells us, I am the Aleph and the Ta, the beginning and the end, the context, baby. You got to take it from the top every single time. And that's what we're about to do. Watch what I'm about to show you. He wants us to know that he mentions Rahab and Babel to those who know him. And what is he talking about? He tells you right here. He explains it in a nutshell to you at the end of verse 4. But you, being the investigator, that's what you have to be. That's the necessity. The necessity for your life is that you must investigate. You must be suited and booted in this word, Berean style, searching for these pearls, these gates to the city. Yeah, but to the majority of the people, that's a laughing matter to them. But if you want to know who Babel is, who the city of Babel is, he's telling you right here in the end. He says, see. Remember, how many times have I told you? We know. When he says see, it's like, pay attention. Listen to what he's about to say. He's about to tell you the most important clues, vital clues to solving the case on who Rahab and Babel is and why we need to know who they are. The big clues are right here. Oh, Phoenicia and Sor with Cush. This and that one was born there. Okay, let's go down the line. Phoenicia. We know, if you've heard these Palestinians talk, I've heard them talk and they say, first of all, you don't understand that, you don't know the history of Palestine because it's not called Palestine. It's Phoenicia. That's what they say. And how that is, how Phoenicia is there, I don't know, but that is Phoenicia, and I've proven it in more ways than what I just said. I was just telling you what I've heard, and I'm sure you've probably heard the same. But I've proven to you that that's the land of Phoenicia. And Sor is the town there. I've shown you on Google Maps. Go look it up. Right north of Gaza, not too far, is the town of Sor. And Cush is Egypt, what they call Egypt today. And it's all linked, isn't it? It's all linked together. The Philadelphia border down there at the Rafah crossing. It's all, that whole little area has been built and propped up as like a show. It's a freak show. It really is. Because it's all based upon lies. That's why he's telling you. That's where Babel is. That's where the city of Babel is. That's why he says, see, O Phoenicia and Sor and Cush. This and that one was born there. They were born in Rahab, and Babel was born there. It's all the same. That's where it all comes from. It was all Phoenicia and Sor, Cush, Jerusalem, Israel, the fake state of Israel was born there. But who is Rahab, though? Let's see who Rahab is. For those of you who don't know, I mean, I didn't know either. So I went and I typed in Rahab in the search bar earlier. I didn't type in Father's Day. That's trending. That's not me. I typed in Rahab right here. And let's see what we find here. Isaiah 30, verse 7. Even Mitzrayim, and we know that's the true Egypt. The true, what they call Egypt, like where Moses went and talked to the pharaohs, him and Aaron, and they led the people out. It wasn't called Egypt. It never was. No one said the word Egypt back then. It was Mitzrayim or Kemet. It wasn't Egypt. So even Mitzrayim, whose help is vain and empty. Therefore I have called her Rahab Hem Shebeth. So what's he talking about? Let's get the context, since it's only verse 3 there, or whatever. Let's see what he's talking about. Woe to the stubborn children, declares Yahuwah, to make counsel, but not for me, and to devise plans, but not of my spirit, in order to add sin to sin. What does that sound like? What did we read in the last video? He said, the Spirit and the bride say, come. The Spirit, the holy, set-apart Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, which guides you into all truth. And the truth is that you come in and come out, right? And he says that we appear before him. We go from strength to strength, appearing before the mighty Most High, where? In Zion. What's our strength? From strength to strength, he says. We go from strength to strength. Strength to strength is the feast days, because we're coming in. You know why? Why is that? It's not just because we're better than everyone. It's not that. It's because that's what the Most High does. So if we want to be with the Most High, we want to be his children. That's what we do. And that's where the strength is, because that's where he is. That's what he's doing. His spirit. But they devise plans, the stubborn children who are hard-headed, who won't listen to this, in order not to go from strength to strength, but to add sin to sin, who are setting out to go down to Mitzrayim, and have not asked my mouth to be strengthened in the strength of Pharaoh, and to seek refuge in the shadow of Egypt, Mitzrayim. And I don't know if we need to talk about this a little bit more. You know where the lines of totality crossed, right? And I've talked about that plenty, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Where the closest town to where the X meets the spot where it crossed was Maconda, Illinois. Okay. And we looked at that town. We seen the parks, the giant park, and Satan, there's something to do with like the devil and all that there with their parks and stuff. And it's weird. It's a weird area, and these weird vultures, 2 different kinds of vultures come there and stuff. But just think about the name Maconda. Okay. What I thought soon as I heard, when I looked to see where the closest town to the point of that crossing of the line to totality of the great eclipses from in 2017 and 2024, I found that it was Maconda, Illinois. And when I heard Maconda, I said, wait, that sounds like the Black Panther movie, which I never saw, but I heard about. And I heard the story, and I've read other Marvel stuff here on the channel, and I've seen about Wakanda. Okay. The story that they made the movie Black Panther about is about the Black Panther and his people. They live in this invisible city. I can't remember where it is. Like, I think it's like, I don't know if it's Africa or somewhere. I don't know where it is. It might even be America. It's set in there, but it's invisible in this dome like thing, right? And no one out in the regular world like us know that Wakanda, this city, and the Black Panther and his people are in this invisible city, right? Well, I've given so much confirming evidence that where that is, where I was actually there, and I was stuck there going through some pretty crazy crap and didn't even know it. The Most High was taking me through those things that I had to go through. Looking back, I realized that they were necessary steps in my journey that I was going through there, and I was seeing all this stuff. I was seeing them pyramids like down there in Memphis, and these obelisks and all this stuff down there in Evansville, Indiana, on Highway 41, all that stuff that happened with the 41 stuff. I mean, just, dude, you got no idea. If you've been here on this channel, you've seen about half of it. But even that ain't, and that right there would blow your mind. But, so that invisible city in the story of Black Panther is Wakanda. Well, the X met where it crossed is Maconda. And that area is known as Little Egypt. It's called the Star of Egypt. They got them, remember we looked at them dogs, them Saluki dogs. Those are the oldest known breed of dogs, and it's what the pharaohs had, and that's their mascot there, the Illinois, Southern Illinois or whatever university. I mean, we've looked at all kinds of stuff, proven it. What that place is. And I seen it. I come out of there and I was documenting it. Coming up out of there, me and my son and my Tahoe, up out of Egypt. And would eventually end up home, where we all need to come to. But what's the difference between Maconda and Wakanda? It's the M and the W, right? What's the difference between an M and a W? It's upside down. Right. See, these clues, they're everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's clues. That's what he's talking about. And the refuge in the shadow of Mitzrayim, your confusion. We've read all of Enoch and all of Second Esdras. We've read Second Esdras twice. Enoch only one time on this channel. But we read Second Esdras twice. And we've seen in both of those books where it tells us that the land would be in confusion. That's what the everlasting foundations means. That's what the Most High is meaning when he says the everlasting foundations, and that the dragon caused fire to come down from the heaven onto the earth before men. That's what he's talking about. They tore down the boundaries. He's told us all through the word. They tore down the boundaries. Now, let's go back here. Oh, wait. Did I read all that? Oh, yeah. No. I got to read all this. Listen to this. Yeah, this is the best. This is the key. Okay? And that's another thing I wanted to say. Somebody commented saying that they would invite me to a Discord, and I didn't get time to come back and respond right away. When I saw the comment, I hearted it, but I didn't have time at the time to comment, and it's been like 2 days, and I forgot, got carried away, and it was Shabbat and everything, and forgot, but I just went and responded, yes, I would love to enter into a area, a platform, whatever, where we can talk about these things. And if you guys want to ask, like, if somebody can't believe me when I'm telling you that Israel, the fake state of Israel that they made over there in 1948, is the image of the beast. If you can't understand that, we can sit down. Don't take my word for it. I'm not asking you to just take that at face value, or take my word for it just because I said that that's the image of the beast or the abomination that lays waste. No. Let's open the books, the Bible and Enoch and Second Esdras, and read it and see what it's talking about, okay? We know that there's the city of Babel. We know that there are those, in the beginning of Revelations, the Messiah says, see, when he says see, like I was just saying, he says, see, I am giving up those who say they are Yahudim, but lie. Well, who is that? Can we talk about that? Is there not anyone who's claiming to be Yahudim that are not, that's lying, that we need to know the true identity of? Like, he's telling us that for a reason, right? That's what's happening. The whole Bible tells us that there would be an imposter, a city saying, I'm it. And it's not just the fact that there's a city saying that, people saying that they are the people. I mean, that's bad enough. That's an abomination. In any way you chop it up. But the truth, what it really boils down to is all it takes is some investigating to find the truth. You're not committing blasphemy by wanting to know the truth. Living by the truth, walking in that Ruach HaKodesh. No, that's what the Most High wants you to do. He's told you to try him, prove him. See if what he says ain't the absolute truth. He tells you that all the time, and it is. It's tried and true. All his word. So, for the princes were at Soan, and his messengers came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of people who did not profit them for help or profit, but a shame and also a reproach. The message concerning the beast of the south. This is where I wanted to come to, right here. The message concerning the beast of the south through a land of trouble and distress, from which came the lioness and lion. Now, look, this is what I was getting at. I want to be able to talk openly with everyone, and let's Berean style break this down together. Like I said, don't take my word for it. Don't just believe this because I'm telling you that. Because of what I'm saying. Don't believe that it's true. Let's go open the book up and prove whether or not it's true or not. And if I'm wrong, then we'll correct our trajectory right then and there. And that's what it's all about. Us seeking out the truth, regardless of egos. We're checking our egos at the door, right? Okay, so look right here. He says, through a land. This is the message concerning the beast of the south. What do we know about the beast? We know the image of the beast, right? The beast is a government. So the beast of the south, that has something to do with the end, like in Revelations, it sounds like, right? What's he say? Through a land of trouble and distress. I've been telling you that the distress means that the land is in confusion. And it's told to us all through the Bible and Enoch and 2nd Esdras. He says, a land trouble and distress from which came the lioness and lion. I've been telling you about the lion, that it has everything to do with the gate and the city. The adder and the fiery flying serpent, they convey their riches on the backs of young donkeys. Backs of young donkeys. And their treasures on the humps of camels to an unprofitable people. Even Mitzrayim, Egypt, whose help is vain and empty. Therefore I have called her Rahab Ham. What's he talking about? I have called her. Who? Called her who? Who's he talking about? Egypt, right? The confusion. Listen, he says, and go, write it before them on a tablet and inscribe it on a scroll, that it is for a latter day, a witness forever. I've been telling you. This is what this end is about checking your ego at the door, like I was just saying, and entering into humility, true humility. We've all been wrong. We all got it wrong. We all did. But that's because the word has been sealed up. We've read it all through his word. He said that this word would only be understood in the latter day. And what the people's problem is right now, they're not wanting to believe this about the image of the beast, about the beast of the south. What we just learning why we're even looking at this is because in Isaiah or Psalms 87 it said, I mentioned Rahab and Babel. We need to know who Babel is. And obviously who Rahab is, because he's mentioning them with Babel. He says, I mention them to those who know me. And then he mentions Phoenicia, Sor, and Cush. Right? So we need to know who Rahab is. And he says, it's for the latter day, a witness forever. Look, that this is a rebellious people. In what? What are they? Lying children. Lying children. They're lying. We just seen, he said, obviously, the only reason he would say, I make known, I mention Rahab and Babel to those who know me. The only reason he would say that lets you know up front that Babel and Rahab is someone we don't know. The majority, the average person doesn't know who Rahab and Babel is. But the Most High said he mentions them to those who know him. How do we know him? The word. Those who tremble over his word. That's how we know. And he gave us 3 clues. He says, Phoenicia, Sor, and Cush. Listen, that one was born there. So we know where the city of Babel is. It's where Sor Palestine and Cush is, just like I've been telling you. Okay? And it adds up, it lines up with all the word. The Messiah in Revelation said, I'm giving up those who say they are Yahudim, but lie, they're the congregation of Satan. He tells us that in the end there would be someone saying they are Yahudim, Jews's, but they're not, they're lying. Okay? How many groups of people, how many places are there in the world right now where there are people claiming to be Jews's? There's only one. And he said that they were the congregation of Satan. Let's see if they match. Let's see if the shoe fits. That star on their flag, we'll start right there. That's the logo, their logo, you know. That's one mountain aiming up, one mountain aiming down. It's a hexagram, okay? It's got 6 points, 6 sides, and 6 pyramids or whatever on the inside. It's a hexagon. 666 right there. And it's also known as a sexagon in Latin, because not only is it one mountain aiming up and one mountain aiming down, it's a man and a woman. It's the act of sex. It's the combining of male and female, opposite. Male and female. It's the union, the unification, the combining of male and female when they come together in the act of sex. That's what it means. And I've proven it. I mean, go look. But most people won't go look. That proves to them, that proves to the Most High right there. If anybody, that all these people who are talking smack about what I'm saying, and what is it that I'm saying that they got a problem with, that they don't like? They're saying things like, you're gonna be cursed because you're talking about God's holy people. Am I talking about God's holy people? Am I talking about the Most High set apart people? No, I'm not, am I? I'm stretching out. I'm trying to do anything I can for the cause. I'm talking about those who say they are Yahudim but lying. I'm exposing those who are lying. That's who I'm talking about. So if anyone's defending, if anyone has a problem with me promoting the children of the Most High and exposing those who lie, that's the most wicked thing you could do. That's why he says that he talks about the cowardly and the untrustworthy. These people won't even look into this to see if that place is the image of the beast, even though we know that the end comes down to a place, a city, that says she's the one. And we only have one city saying that. And she's obviously the congregation of Satan, because that star, actually, what it really represents is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Because it's the sexagram is the union, the combining of male and female. But what those Kabbalah really see that as, they see it as that, but they see it as the union between man and God. Right? They say if you follow those steps on that tree, which in the center is that star, it's what connects the roots of the tree to the top, the fruit-bearing branches of the tree. They think that if they follow those balls, and that's what the balls on the Christmas tree represent, if they follow those balls, which are like 9 steps up the Kabbalah tree, they call it the tree of life, but once again, it's the tree of death. They believe if they follow them 9 steps or whatever, that they will reach the crown and divinity on their own accord, by their own achievements, doing it their way, calling the shots, knowing what's good and what's evil. But they're dead wrong. The Most High is the author. He knows what's good and what's evil, and we take our orders from Chief. Period, point blank. That's the true tree of life. That's what this is all about. So they're the lying. They're the ones who are lying. Children who refuse to hear the Torah of Yahuwah. We know that the end, when we return home, it's overflowing, a decisive end, overflowing with righteousness. Everything they're about is it's carnage. Did you see? I don't know if you've seen, but they've been debunking all their stories about October 7th for a while. But yesterday, the Times of London put out an article, a piece, showing that they had done this thorough investigation, and they are owned by Rupert Murdoch, which owns Fox News. So this is coming from Fox News. I mean, from someone who is associated with Fox News. So this come out, and it proved that there is no evidence that there was any raping or any children getting ripped out of bellies and put in ovens and all that stuff, that it's all been debunked. There was no evidence. No women have come forth and said that they were raped. I mean, just look at the evidence. We see that they've been getting bombed. We see the children starving, their ribs poking out. We see them with their limbs blowed off. We know that's happening, okay? We see that the IDF are making TikToks saying that they want to kill them all. They're soaking the bullets and the bombs in pigs' fat, and they're writing on there. We've seen all that's been proven. That's been proven. They've admitted it themselves. They don't care what you think. Look at the videos of like a Christian walking through there, where these people walk up that live there, the inhabitants of that place walk up and try to kill them, spit on them, slap them and everything, tell them they don't want them there, to go back to the West. They're anti-Messiah. Every detail about that place that you want to look at will prove to you who we're talking about. They are Rahab and Babel. But you notice anyone who disagrees with that. Notice what they say. Notice, follow them. Watch, ask them. Say, why do you say that? They're not going to give you an answer. You know what we're going to do? You know what's going to happen? We're going to see the bottom of their Nikes. They're going to run. They're not going to open the Bible. They just want you to shut up. They don't want this truth getting out. Because they don't know the Most High. They don't. Look, this is what they do. They were lying children who refuse to hear the Torah, who say to their seers, their ear ticklers, do not see, and to the prophets, do not prophesy to us what is right, speak to us what is smooth, prophesy deceits. We just want to keep rocking out in Babylon. We just got this new church. We just got married. I just got married. I just got this new job, this new car. I'm living the life, baby, even though the walls are closing in. We see everything. We see, I mean, like I've been saying this whole time, I can totally see like nuclear bombs landing in like one town in America, and then like 300 miles away, people just ignoring it, just going on to work and just acting like it didn't happen. It's like, yeah, I'm getting my nails done today. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They just keep rocking. And there's no safety guaranteed from the word in none of that. He tells us the only safety is back in the borders of Jerusalem. Those seers also say, turn aside from the way. What way? Swerve from the path, see? Cause the set apart one of Yasharal to cease from before us. You know what he's talking about. Anyone denying it, I mean, you just don't want to admit the truth. He's talking about people who are coming in, being set apart, coming in and coming out. They caused it to cease. That's what happened. They warred against the Lamb, but the Lamb overcome them. How does the Lamb overcome them? He's not fighting them off like Obi-Wan Kenobi, guys. I know that's what the world thinks, but that's not how this is happening. The Lamb is overcoming them because the everlasting foundations, the true place where the Most High placed his name, cannot be removed by you or me, the enemy, nobody. The Most High placed it there. It's forever. When you come there searching the Most High because you care, because you give cares, and you ain't like the rest of this world that ain't got a care in them. When you get there, you're set apart. You know who the set apart one of Yasharal is. He doesn't cease. Therefore, thus said the set apart one of Yasharal, because you despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness. and rely on them. See? Anything to do with not coming home. Therefore, this crookedness is to you like a breach ready to fall. And we've read about the breach all over. We know it's all about us being removed from what a child of the Most High does. A bulge in a high wall whose breaking comes suddenly, swiftly, and he shall break it like the breaking of the potter's vessel, which is broken in pieces without sparing, so that there is not found among its fragments a shard to take fire from the hearth, or to take water from its cistern. This is the key part right here. This is what you need to pay attention to. I know sometimes it gets a little boring and bland when you're reading his word because you don't understand some of it, and it just sounds like like he, ye, they, and that kind of stuff, and you're just like, man. But you need to pay attention. Listen to me. I love you. All words are always necessary, and that's no lie. Watch what he says right here in verse 13. For thus said the Master Yahuwah, the set apart one of Yasharal, in returning and rest you are saved. Now let's think about this. Does this line up with the message that I've been sharing? In returning and rest you are saved. There's no rest without our city, without returning. What's he talking about? Returning. And if you think just returning to him but not caring about your house is returning to him, it's ridiculous. That just shows us how much you think this is real. Like, you obviously don't take none of this seriously. You think this is just a hobby of yours or something. Because if you actually took this serious and thought and know that the Most High is real and that he plans to meet with you, like we've been reading, they appear before the Most High. They go from strength to strength, appearing. If you can't appear before Sion, it's because you don't believe he's real. You don't care. You don't fear him. You don't love him. You're not committed to this. And he's not trying to kidnap anyone. It would be wrong of him. It would be unjust if you got the rapture the way you want it to be. If you didn't have to care about coming, and if you didn't have to care about returning, and you could just live your life out wherever it is you are right now, and you didn't have to think one bit about returning, you thought, if I die, I'll wake up and I'll go to the renewed Jerusalem, or when the rapture happens, and it might happen coming up, that's what these people are thinking, and then I'll get sucked up, and then I'll end up in the renewed Jerusalem. If that's what you think, how is returning? How are you returning? You're not returning. You're getting snatched. You don't care. He's not going to force you to come. Right now, the truth, that word, we just seen that witness that's being revealed in the latter days. See, this is how humility comes into play, because you can't say, no, I know what it says. No. The Most High sealed that word up. You didn't know what it says. Neither did I until this end, the latter days. But the world thinks they know what it said. They don't want to open the Bible up to see that there would be an imposter city in the end. Why would he tell us all this stuff he tells us about Babel? My gosh, you guys. Seriously. And the skirt's been ripped off of their body. We can clearly see who they are. Look at all the AIPAC stuff. Look at all the lies where they've made fake Facebook accounts. They've tortured them people. They've put the handcuffs on them so tight where the people had to have their arms and legs and stuff amputated. They've been bombing the crap out of them. We've seen it on camera over there, and they act like they're the victims, and they come up with the same BS that don't mean nothing every time, and they have no argument. Okay, when you're saying, why are you guys bombing little kids, and just continuing on to do what you're doing, and making up stories and stuff. Why are you doing all this? You know what their answer is? They say, "What do you not condemn Hamas?" What's that even supposed to mean? That's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. You're killing children. Is that what the Messiah does? Oh wait, you're not. Oh, you're anti-Messiah, right? Because you think that the Messiah hasn't even came yet. That's right. If I was talking to an IDF, that's how this conversation would be going. An IDF soldier, wouldn't it? He'd be saying, if I could have the Noahide laws enacted, I'd just cut your head off right now for even saying that Yahusha is the Messiah. That's what they'd say. So that's who you're worshiping. It's the image of the beast. You guys best wake the heck up right now. In returning and rest, you are saved. Now watch this. Let's go back to the search bar. Down here in Job, chapter 26, verse 12, it says, by his power he has calmed the sea, and by his understanding he struck down Rahab. What's he talking about? Let's see, we better get the context. And Job answered and said, how have you helped the powerless, saved an arm not strong? So what do we got to work with there? We just read the last chapter that it said, what was it, in Isaiah 26 maybe, wherever it was, he says, I strengthen the arm, the right arm of Koresh. The right arm, the mighty right hand, is the truth. It's the word. How do we help? How does he help the powerless? The powerless with the word, with coming home, right? Okay. He blesses you with the word. That's how, if you think you know all the word said, you think that the word couldn't be sealed from you in the latter days, all that, you ain't strengthened. You're hard-headed. That's what that's called, and stiff-necked. You need to be in the word and humble and understanding that you're epic just like me. Quit lying. We all know. The word is where you go. How have you given counsel to the unwise, or declared sound advice to many? Through the word, with whom you have spoken words, see, and whose spirit came from you. The dead wait, those under the waters, and those inhabiting them. Sheol is naked before him, and destruction has no covering. You can clearly see where you're headed. It was who stretched out the north over emptiness, hanging the earth upon space, binding up waters in his thick clouds, and the cloud is not torn under them, covering the surface of his throne, spreading out his cloud over it. Now this is the part I wanted you to understand here. We're getting to it. A law of encirclement on the face of the waters until the end of light with darkness. That's key. That's letting you know. Just like he's been telling us that all around the mountaintops of Jerusalem is where the hand of safety is going to be. The columns of the heavens tremble and are stunned at his reproof. By his power he has calmed the sea, and by his understanding he struck down Rahab. By his spirit he adorned the heavens. His hand whirled the fleeing serpent. See, these are the fringes of his ways, and how little a matter is heard of him. And who understands the thunder of his power? Who of you understand the thunder of his power? Do you even know what he's talking about? Well, if you'd been around here for a while, you would know exactly what he's talking about. Enoch tells you exactly what he's talking about. Second Esdras. All the prophets. Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Revelation. The Messiah. They tell you exactly what the thunder and the lightning mean. Now, right here, and where we left off in Isaiah 45, the Most High is going to explain it all to you. Why all this is the way it is. Why he wants us to know who Rahab and Babel is, and everything. He's told us, look, he was just telling us in Isaiah. I mean, why is this word here? If it's not here for a reason, I mean, why are we reading it, right? It's here. It's necessary. like I said, a wealth of secret places. Now watch this. For the sake of Jacob, my servant, and Yashral, my chosen, I also call you by your name. I give you a title, though you have not known me. I am Yahuwah, and there is none else. There is no mighty one besides me. I gird you, though you have not known me, so that they know from the rising of the sun. So he's talking about geography, right? The land, from the rising of the sun to its setting, that there is none but me. Okay? When you come here, you know. I am Yahuwah, and there is none else. Forming light and creating darkness. See, he does it all. He's shining the light, that sun, on the true Jerusalem. Look at the map. Look at all the proof. And he's letting you know that he covered up. He covered it up. We were exiled. That's what happened. You ain't chief. You don't call the shots, and neither do I. He's making peace and creating evil. See, he does both. I, Yahuwah, do all these. It's a trap. To sift out, just like the wheat and the chaff, to sift out those who've been fronting, who ain't bowdy. Rain down, O heavens, from above, and let clouds pour down righteousness. Let the earth open up, and let them bring forth deliverance. And let righteousness spring up together. I, Yahuwah, have created it. All this is his works. You coming home. The second Exodus, the true place he placed his name, being revealed to you. But woe to him who strives with his maker, a potsherd with the potsherd of the earth. Does clay say to him who forms it, what are you making? Or your handiwork say, he has no hands? Woe to him who says to his father, what are you bringing forth? Or to the woman, what are you laboring over? See, these people are like, that can't be true. That's God's holy people. Oh, how dare you talk about God's holy people? I'm not talking about the Most High of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, set apart people. I am not. I'm one of those people. I'm talking about his set apart people and his land and him. I'm giving all esteem. How dare you for even mentioning such a thing? I'm talking about those who say they are Yahudim but lie. The congregation of Satan. And I'm giving them up. I'm exposing those works of darkness. Thus said Yahuwah, the set apart one of Yashral and his maker. Do you ask me about my sons, what is to come, and about the work of my hands do you command me? I have made the earth, I created man on it. I, my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host I have commanded. I have stirred him up in his righteousness, all his ways I make straight. He builds my city and lets my exiles go, not for a price, not for the merchandise, not for a reward, declares Yahuwah of hosts, but because it's written on his forehead. It's all he knows. All he breathes is all esteem to the mighty Most High, Abba Yahuwah. The truth's out there. It's right here. You can't hide from it. No one's safe from this proof. All you got to do is open it up and look. But if you don't, that's what we call being cowardly and untrustworthy. It's what equates to wickedness and evil. And it's what comes with the punishment of death. Choose this day